This question, made up of only 3 words, is by far the hardest question that has ever been presented to me. I've been living my life for just over 18 years now. However, I have trouble putting to words just who exactly I am. I know why this is, though. It's not exactly something that I like to talk about. However, it's such a big part of my life, therefore I must talk about it. Sunday, August 21st, 2011, I found myself sitting on the ground, forcing back tears in a place that was all too familiar to me. I was in the room with my nephew. We were separated in age by 11 months, and he was my best friend in the entire world. We were completely different people, but we mixed together so well. If he ever got into trouble, surely enough, I was right there by his side receiving the same punishment. As I sat there in his room, I thought about the call that I received 20 minutes prior to this moment. Hello. I had awoke from my sleep and answered my phone. Quantel's dead, was the voice on the other line. It was absolutely surreal. He was my anchor, and without him I felt as if I was afloat without any sense of direction. My whole world changed, and I lost all sense of humanity. I developed this shell, and I was defensive to anyone that tried to get close. My mindset was of the most cynical nature, and I wanted to just get away from it all. Having the need to repress such a loss drove me to focus all my attention on academics. Academics was my whole life. I loved obtaining knowledge about anything and everything. This led me to join the International Baccalaureate program, a program that consisted of rigorous courses that practically enabled me to be meticulous in every aspect of my life. One of the perks of the program was that there was a possibility of obtaining college credit. For the longest possible time, I let myself believe that that was the reason I joined. But now I can admit that it was because I wanted to shut myself off from the rest of the world by taking classes that many students would just not take. Honestly, it was the perfect outlet. Until it wasn't. I took on a bit more than I could handle, and that led me to losing the drive for academics that I once possessed and held so dearly. At the same time, the students in the IB program went from a number that exceeded 20 to a mere 5. That wasn't all that bad, as it gave me the chance to get to know the other 4 students pretty well. 2 classmates of mine in particular were Michael Antelok and Param Jansen. Michael is charismatic in every sense of the word. He was the lead in our school musicals and always had a quick and witty remark to anything and everything that anyone had to say. Quirky would be an understatement to describe his character. He was just Michael, a really great friend. Param is the guy that is always looking to do the right thing. He was the captain of our soccer team, and he held many officer positions in the various clubs that he was in. He is adored by many and absolutely genuine and caring about everything that he says and does. They are both very welcoming, and I admire their character. I remember staying after school one afternoon with the both of them. We were preparing for our art show. They had seen one of the artworks that I was preparing for the show, and they were curious about it. It was a picture that I had drawn of my nephew. In that moment, I felt my shell breaking, and I decided to tell them the story of my nephew. They listened attentively and were empathetic to what I had told them. From this experience and from my time in the program, I realized that there are good people in the world, and to have a cynical mindset really hinders the progress of moving forward in life. That is who I was for a while, and I want to thank both Michael and Param for showing me that faith can be restored, as long as I trust and believe in people. Who I am now? Well, my name is Gabe, and I'm still figuring it out.
In the end, everyone ends up alone, losing her, the only one who's ever known.